How's it going, Guardians? We are currently 3 weeks away from Renegades, and Bungie is ramping up the preview cycle as well as started the Call to Arms event this week in Destiny 2. Today I want to touch on the highlights of the weapon tuning preview article, then go over the Call to Arms event, what it is, what it drops, and what I think of it. Let's get straight into the weapon tuning for Renegades. I'm going to go ahead and focus on the PvE changes here and brush past most of the PvP changes, so for any specifics, definitely check out the article in its entirety. First off, the ammo system is getting adjustments. Machine guns and Lord of Wolves will get more ammo from scavenger mods. The following exotic weapons are going to get more ammo per brick, including Truth, Heir Apparent, the Colony, the Prospector, Darcy, and Salvation's Grip. Burst slugs and rapid fire shotguns are going to get more ammo per brick as well. And rocket pulses will get reduced ammo per brick. Scout mods are back, and they will now spawn ammo every time you spawn a brick. The amount of ammo inside of them is dependent on the number of mods you have equipped for your teammates. Ability Assist will now generate ammo progress. Buffing allies will now provide ammo progress when they kill an enemy. And then weapon perks such as Air Trigger, Field Prep, and Envious Arsenal are going to lose 10 ammo gen stat for their enhanced versions and the regular versions. For the weapon archetypes in general, fusions will charge up a bit longer, but receive minor damage boosts in PvE to compensate minus rapid fire fusions, which are just getting a charge increase. Recurve and compound bows will fire slightly faster. Rapid fire, lightweight, precision pellet, and aggressive shotguns all will deal slightly more damage in PvE. Rapid fire slugs will get an assault mag fix, increasing their fire rate by 20 RPM instead of 50, and a slight PvE damage bonus. Regular slugs are getting slightly extended fall-off range, as well as heavy burst slugs will get even more increased fall-off range. For exotic weapons, we have some interesting changes and some major buffs to talk about. Ace of Spades is getting a bigger PvE bonus from Memento Mori, going from 18 to 30% bonus. Firefly is getting an independent buff on this weapon, increasing the max damage from 65 to 100, the minimum from 0 to 20, and the AoE will go from 6 meters to 7.5 meters. The damage fall off is going to start from half the radius instead of 30% of the radius, which means it will keep its damage longer. Hawkmoon will get an increase in PvE damage for every stack of paracausal charge, up to 70% at times 8. The final round it will be unchanged, and this should synergize well with Lucky Pants. Osteo Shriga will have its kill-based explosion cooldown reduced to 2 seconds from 4 seconds. Revision 0 will cause a kinetic shockwave and exhaust hit enemies with its trace rounds. Touch of Malice is going to get increased healing when activating the healing effect, and in addition, they have a reduced number of kills to trigger the healing effect in PvE, and will also activate whenever you activate the alt fire mode. Collective Obligation will build all 3 void debuffs and its alternate mode even when hitting non-debuffed targets, at roughly 1 verb per magazine in the order of Volatile, then Weaken, then Suppression. Symmetry now has Bolt Charge integration. When in your alt-fire revolution mode and with at least a single charge of the intrinsic buff, it will build bolt charge on hit with increased stacks per hit over 10 charges of dynamic charge, and discharge bolt charge on hit under the same conditions, also plus 20 reload stat. Skill Hunt is basically being unnerfed with Celestial providing a 40% damage increase, and Sniper Meditation will be able to buff the weapon's Golden Gun mode again. This means we're probably going to get Sniper Meditation on the artifact. Wither Horde will auto-load while holstered in 2 seconds, down from 3.5 seconds. Chaperone is getting changed to a rapid-fire slug going forward. Ruinous Effigy's Catalyst will provide a 30% debuff when you get a kill with the orb, or damage a mini-boss, boss, or champion with the orb. One of the crazier buffs in this section is an Uggy's Burden will once again be able to scale the reload speed for the Rehone animation, meaning you can use Lunafactions, Rally Barricades, or Loaders to increase Izzy's DPS once again. Tessellation will now give Light and Dark Transcendence energy on kill, that's 2.5% for each side, as well as extend Transcendence, similar to Ergo Sum. While Transcendent, the alt fire will deal 25% more damage. Special Reload will reload the mag from reserve. The Catalyst will now apply the verbs sooner after the initial explosion, and it will increase the scorch applied to 70 and 80 with ashes, and slow to 80 stacks. Black Talon will suppress enemies on hit, and hitting suppressed targets will spread suppression. The Catalyst will give plus 10% damage for 2 seconds per void debuff on the target you hit. You will get increased ammo reserves. Duelist Trance has been added, and the weapon will now use 3 ammo per heavy, down from 4. Deterministic Chaos will get the ability to pull 12 rounds to the magazine from reserves if you stop shooting after a hexadecimal projectile. This means every 16th shot, if you release the trigger, you should pull ammo into your magazine. Worldline has apparently been bugged and only dealing 1 of the 5 damage instances it was supposed to do. This is going to be fixed, as well as increasing the hits to 7, or roughly a 40% increase in damage on the heavy attack. They will also fix an issue where chaining the effect was inconsistent with the catalyst equipped and reduce the chaining cost from 20% energy to 10%. Wolfsbane has had its damage increase on light attacks to be closer to Lament and aggressive swords. Nano Assault has had its duration increased from 10 seconds to 12 seconds and increased the swarm damage by 20%. Each handle has had its DR increased by roughly 5% and the linger duration from 3 seconds to 5 seconds. The cooldown on Recursion's nanites has been reduced from 5 seconds to 2 seconds, and it now ramps up its damage faster when enemies are afflicted with Outbreak nanites. Finally, the last major perk change I believe is relevant for PvE is that Rampage will no longer lose all stacks when the timer ends, instead losing 1 stack per timer duration, including on Huckleberry. Steel Hunt and his Nagis are really going to be winning after this patch, but I think these 2 weapons deserve to be powerful, fun options, as they require much more work than something like a Legendary Sniper or Mint Retrograde. And that's it for the weapons from this blog post. Let's go ahead and talk Call to Arms. Call to Arms is an event that will be going on until Renegades launches on December 2nd. This event is a great way to catch up on all the event-exclusive drops since the Edge of Fate dropped, including the following weapons: Submersion, the Chill Clip Crossbow; Romantic Death, the Void Waveframe; Folded Root, the Void Rocket; Photonutriafera, the Solar Shotgun Hand Cannon; Trachnius, the Stasis Rapid Fire Shotgun, which also gets Chill Clip; Synestia, the Waveframe Solar Sword, which gets Eager Edge; and Ribbontail, the Strand Trace Rifle. If you have missed any of these weapons in their respective events, now is the time to go in and go ahead and grab those. The main gimmick of the event is competing for the highest score in the world on 5 select activities: the Coil, Proving Grounds, Zone Control, Assault Mines, and Heliostat. Placing well will get you increased rewards, including a Transmat Effect, Shader, Emblem, and Universal Helmet Ornament. The main issue with this event is that the scoring is based on your current power level and activity you are doing, so if you're not doing Ultimatum and at max power, you're not going to be getting the most score per activity. Some of the earlier stuff you can still get pretty easily, and the main reason you want to be doing this is for the drops. Each engram is at least +1 tier, and I have been getting tier 5 drops pretty consistently on all the weapons mentioned above. I'm currently just over 400, meaning my normal drops in the portal are tier 4s. Tier 5s are then pretty common with this event active, so you should be getting at least 1 tier ahead of where you are now. The second reason you want to be doing this activity is participation unlocks the ranks for the event, which can give you new items called Lawless Vouchers. These can be opened in Renegades on day 1 to receive at least a tier 3 new gear, weapon, or armor. You will get enhancement cores as well, and for every 4 opened, you get a guaranteed Prime Engram consumable. This means that when Renegades launches, you will get up to 20 of these in this event, and then be able to open and get at least 20 new gear pieces from the expansion. These should also accelerate your leveling in Renegades just slightly if you are not totally done by the time it comes out. The guaranteed primes will get you just a little bit further on your leveling. Due to these extra engrams being present, activities such as Proving Ground have gone from 2 to 4 drops per activity clear, meaning you're also leveling very fast this time. If you're planning to play Renegades at launch, and you've already purchased the expansion, now is not a bad time to hop in, get you some power level, get some Lawless Vouchers, and get good rolls on these event weapons. Remember, any power grinding you do now will carry over to Renegades, meaning you can hop straight into the highest level content in Renegades immediately if you do some leveling now. 450 is probably good enough for most players, if not 470 to 500. That's it for today, Guardians. I will let you know when the ability updates come out and the exotic armor stuff. We are still waiting on those in the next week or 2. Let me know your thoughts on this event and the weapon changes, and I will see you all again very, very soon.